Hi guys, I'm Asif Ali and watching CGHOW video. Today we will make these cool orbs in Unreal Engine 5. So let's start this tutorial. So let's start this. So first we will make a single orb, then we can make multiples, or we can start with the multiples. So it depends. So first we need a material. So I'll make a material for the sphere. So I'll call it M orb. And I'll just take a shiny element, just a shiny ball. So for that, what I'll do, for the color, you can use party color, but let's say you have a color here. Let's say this is the green color you got. And I'll just connect this here. And I'll make the roughness maybe 0.1 and specular maybe 1. So it will be very shiny. Okay, like this. And to add like some dots here, or you if you want to add a Fresnel, you want to add, let's say if I want to add a Fresnel, and this is how it will look if I add this Fresnel here. So it will make the edges white, but I want not edges but here, or maybe some edges but also a ring inside. So first I'll decrease this by using a power, so it will be just the edge, maybe even more, just for the edge. Then I want a ring, so what I'll do, I'll take a Sine and use here, and if I preview, this is how it looks. If I make it 2 and then use the power, it's not there. So let's make this one. Yeah, it's there. And we can decrease this now. So it's kind of ring also. But I want that ring very subtle. So I will multiply it with like 0.2. So it will be very subtle. Then I will add this with the edge. So now I have edge and this ring here, both like this. I want it even more subtle, this ring side, like this. And then I want different color, green, but different color, different green, like this. We can change it later if we want. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, looks cool. Just I want to increase it even more and make it little. I think this is fine. And if you think this ring is this Fresnel is a very same on all side, you can use a texture, like any texture you use. If I take noise, or let's say I use this aura texture I have, and I just put it here, it will distort it completely, but you can multiply it. And if you'll see, this is the normals actually for all axis. So if you take the vertex normal and you connect, this is the same thing. Okay, so basically you can add this thing on it, but very subtle, maybe just 0.1. So it will disturb this 0.3. So it will disturb this. You can see that disturbance. Now it is more here. You can change the tiling to see it more clearly. If I make it like 2 and 2, now you will see smaller patterns. See here and here. So it looks different now, right? So now those dots inside, you can use particle if you want. And if you want to add those here, you can do that. So let's do it in particle for now. So if I don't like, I will add it in here. So let's save it for now. And I'll take the Niagara, take the empty. Let's say I have this minimal and I want just one particle. So I will go here and make it once, and then I'll use the burst, one particle. It should never die. So in the state, turn this off. So you will have one particle that will never die. Then I want mesh and I want sphere. Let me check which sphere let's say this one. I think this is too big. We can reduce that. Let's use the material. And let's also make this local. And let me check in the viewport. Yeah, this is too big because my sphere is different. So I'll just make it 0.1, even smaller, maybe 0.02. So this is how it looks. So it's fine. You can make this thing little more bright here. So I'll make it like maybe 0.2. And we can make it little bit more brighter, this one. So let's see how it looks. You can make instance, then check how this looks. I'll do that actually because we will keep changing it. So I'll convert it color 1 and this will be color 2. Cool. You can also make this like distort, which is 0.3, and then we can make a tiling, which is by default 1. And yeah, that's it for now. So I'll just save it. And while it's saving, you can just subscribe my channel. So now I'll just make instance and then I will use that instance here. And now if I open the instance, I think I should change the mesh. It's actually too big. Then we'll, I have actually, yeah, this is fine. Okay, so this is the sphere we have, and let's open the instance, drag it here, and see what we can do. So first, this is the color 1, which we can make brighter if you want, or maybe 0.8 is enough. Then we have this styling thing. We can keep it like somewhere here. Then we have distort, how much distortion we want. I think this look fine. It's just I want it less and more tiling. Yeah. And maybe color 1 should be like 0.3, 0.4. Yeah. Now this is fine. It depends. You can change according to yourself. Okay. So let's say you can duplicate it multiple times if you want here in the viewport just to see. Cool. So now we will make inside particles. So for that, let's take another minimal emitter, and this time let's call it sphere inside particles. In this, I will use spawn rate maybe 20, and I'll take the shape location, which is sphere. So see, this particle sphere is bigger than my ball, so we will decrease it maybe 10 or 20. And then these particles are behind that green ball, so I'll use camera offset. Now it's in front of that, and now we can decrease the size of particles, maybe 5 and 1, and you can see these here. Sphere size we can increase maybe 30. It will cover this hall if you want. Cool. And obviously I will make that green, not this. We can go some bright, some not. And I think shape location I'll make 25, and I'll make the size which should go like this, and I'll make these maybe 2.5. and maybe really hot, 500, 200. Let me see. Yeah, looks fine, but too bright. Maybe 250. Yeah, now this looks fine. If you want, you can add little bit color noise if you want, but not much, maybe. And I'll make the live random, 3 and 2. And color noise maybe just 2. And I'll animate this. So there will be something like that. So we have now these. Now I want a ring around it. Okay. So for that, you can just use a torus and then you can apply a material. So let's say if you duplicate this, and I'll call this ring, and I'll just use a mesh. Let me go to the torus. I have lots of, so I guess this one is fine because this one, let me check the radius. To be maybe this one. Yeah, this looks fine to me. We can use around this much. Then we will make different materials for this. So I'll just make a material M rings. We need to preview our mesh. So I'll just browse the torus and then preview it here in the material. And it's very easy to make. What I'll do, I'll just take a texture, any texture you can take. Let's say I take noise. Let's say this noise. Okay. And I'll make this maybe unlit, additive, silent. Let's connect these here. So, and also here. So this is how it looks. And we just need to change the tiling. If I make the 0 on X, it will be like this. Looks cool. Already looking cool. I just need particle color here and this thing here. I think I'm good to go. I don't need any tiling for this. You can make parameters if you want. Let's try it. So I'll just browse this and change here. And let's make this different color. Maybe yellowish, bright. Looks fine, but ray is not visible properly because of the texture. So what I'll do, I'll just subtract and then take the dynamic parameter to dissolve it. And let's make one for material tiling also. And save it. I'll close this, and we need dynamic parameter here. So dissolve, we need dissolve a little bit, but tiling should be something. Now we can dissolve like this, and we can increase tiling like this if you want. So now it's up to you how you want. So you can also do one thing. Let's say you have this, you can duplicate this ring now and make it little bigger and dissolve it too much. So these are just 1 or 2 lines. Then you can make it brighter, maybe 20 or 50. So there will be a variation in this if you want. You have this. Now let's add some random kind of flash on the sphere and also on the ring. So for that, you can make quickly a material for the rays, for the flash, but I have already, let me search flash. I'll show you the material so you can just Yeah, I like this one. And you can see what I'm doing, and I have a separate tutorial for this. So basically I'm using a noise texture, and for this is just a noise texture, but I'm using this vector to radial and with custom tiling. It is like this. Okay, then I'm using a radial exponent and multiplying these together, so I get this rays that. And here I'm using this noise and using divides, so making them like a rays, then multiplying it so it's masking it. So you can see whole material, you can check again. And I have separated again, I'm saying, so if you really want to learn this kind of thing, you can just search on my channel for this. And this is full material. So I'll just browse this, and what I'll do, I'll just copy this inside particles and raise ring. Oh, no. Flash on ring. I'll just change the material, make them bigger, maybe 50 and 20. These are coming here, but I need Taurus location. So first I'll just increase the spawn rate just to match the Taurus. And now I'll decrease it even more, a little bit. So now this is Taurus. Now you can make it just maybe 2. And I'll just make this, of course, yellow. And these are too big, maybe 30 and 10 is enough, or maybe 20 and 5. Cool, I don't need curl noise. And then we can copy and paste this, and we can make flash for the sphere. So in this one, of course, I'll delete this and I'll take the same sphere location from here, which is for inside particles. Now I want these flash just on the edge. So what I'll do, you can actually delete the camera offset, so it will go behind. So it will look like if I isolate these two, not these two actually, sphere and this. If I increase it and change the size, maybe 50, 20. So these are like here, but you want little bit visible, so you can add camera offset, but little bit value, maybe just 5, 20 less. Let me check, 20 is too much, maybe 10. So at 10 it is, or maybe 8. It is something here, but little bit inside. You can use fading if you want. That fade you need to use here, but I'm not editing my material for now. And there's also another way to do that, which is if I don't use camera offset, and if I, let's say I increase lots of particles, and let's say camera offset you have maybe 20, and now these are here. Now you can take kill volume, use the sphere, and the sphere size of my location is 25. This should be 23, I guess. And let's invert this. It should kill here. Oh, it will not kill like that because we need only on the ring. So it is still a sphere. Yeah, so that's a different thing. I'll just use 8. I'll not use this. Make it 5, 2. And also make these green. So this looks cool. These are like, If you really want on the edge, actually you can use Taurus, but will not work on each side. So for that, you can do one more thing. Let me check one more thing. So if you don't use sphere location, so it's in the center, you can offset it here. So it is there now. Let's delete this for now. And let's use a random rotation. So now it will make a ring and it should be like that. Okay. And let me minus 0.2. Now minus 0.1. Now it's on the edge, as you can see. We can use fade in, fade out in this one. And now we have those on the edge. It's still cutting. Let's this make this maybe, yeah, because the sphere size is 25, I'll make it 26. Let me actually duplicate the material so I can actually add depth fade. You just need a depth fade. Connect this here, connect this, and save. Browse this and I'll change this here. So now these will be faded. And the size is too big. I'll just use 20 and 5. So now we will have these here. Where they're gone. Yeah. Now we got it. Cool. So this is how you can make these kind of orbs. And I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching. Keep learning. Bye bye.